Welcome to this edition of the Rhody Reporter. I'll be your host for the segment, Mark Zaccaria. Just a few hundred years after Christ, an amorphous group of non-state actors descended on Rome to end its central role in the world. Known collectively as Goths, this band of guerrilla warriors used greed as the motivation to bring an 8th century empire to its knees. The same thing happened across Europe after the close of the Hundred Years' War. A group of newly out-of-work mercenaries, known as the Great Company, nearly toppled several medieval monarchies. In fact, there are many instances throughout history where anti-social organizations have sown chaos through the use of well-defined violence, even if their political goals remained ill-defined. The same thing is happening again today in America. Despite the unity of the entire nation in its revulsion at the treatment of George Floyd in Minneapolis, opportunists have quickly co-opted protests against racism with well-orchestrated anarchy. Every American wants to mourn this ugly remnant of our nation's original sin. Too bad we're not being permitted to express that grief. Too bad we are being prevented from recommitting to the path laid out by Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Billy Graham, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. But it is true, we are being barred from that important public discourse by latter-day Goths. This time, they're collectively known as Antifa. This time they are guided by Saul Alinsky and perhaps even funded by George Soros. This time they want power to be concentrated in the hands of government so that individual expression can be suppressed and economic sovereignty can be stripped from all Americans. Folks, in this day and age, if you surrender your economic sovereignty, you give up your personal freedom. Antifa doesn't care about your personal freedom. They don't care that while their name is a contraction of the words anti-fascism, their agenda of concentrated government power is the very definition of fascism. So you and I are faced with a small but very dedicated force that's determined to corrupt America as the first step to reinventing all of society in a format they think they'd like better. That just means we have to become a small but dedicated force for the preservation of the U.S. Constitution and the individual freedoms enshrined by our republic. That does not mean blacklisting, that does not mean jailing, that does not mean legally sanctioning. Take it from your soft-spoken and unassuming Rhody reporter. Living well is still the best revenge. And in this case, living well means living like the free, sovereign individuals America's founders wanted us to be. Hey, it won't be easy. We will have to stand up to violence for violence sake. We will have to concentrate on expecting intellect and maturity out of all Americans, no matter what else they are. If we do that, though, Antifa will get nothing for all their troublemaking.